Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my top 20 beauty products under $20. I am going to fly through this kind of quickly just because I don't want to be spending too much time talking about one product. But a lot of this stuff is drugstore, and I just want you guys to know that you don't have to spend so much money just for one thing. There are a lot of things that are under the $20 budget that are great products, especially if you're just starting out and you want an idea of some good products that are out there that aren't super expensive and you don't have to go to Sephora for. There are a lot of drugstore alternatives, and I'm going to be showing you them today, and these are some of my favorites that I use all of the time in my makeup routine. So if you want to see what they are, then please keep watching. Okay, so I'm not going to go in any order as always. I'm just going to kind of grab stuff. The first thing that I'm seeing here is this glue that I use constantly, and I always get asked what kind of eyelash glue that I use, and I use this all the time. I think I've mentioned it before in my videos. It's the Proclaim Super Bond Professional Formula Dark Hair Glue, and yes, this is for when you put in glue and extensions, but this is really good for your eyelashes as well if you're gluing on eyelashes, because it's latex. It's like, latex based or whatever. It's kind of like the same thing as eyelash glue, but it just works a lot better, and it's just so much easier to use, and it dries super quick, and there's no fuss about it. It's literally like you put it on and you're good to go, and it lasts all day, and I just love it so much. Okay, so the next thing that I have is this NYX Tame and Frame Tinted Brow Pomade, and this is pretty much a dupe for the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, and I really do like this. It's kind of, I feel like the consistency is not as wet as I wish it was. I do spray it with a little bit of my Fix Plus just because it's a little dry, I think, but if you like put eye drops in it or something, it's really creamy, and it's still really easy to work with. But I do use this, and then I go over with a powder as always, but this is a really good alternative. I believe it's only $7 from the drugstore, and it definitely beats $20 for the Dip Brow Pomade or however much that shit is. This is definitely a great alternative. Okay, so the next thing that I have is this Airspun Loose Face Powder. This is just like a loose powder that you can get at the drugstore, and it's just a really great powder that I use constantly, especially if I'm baking my contour and stuff like that, or just setting my under eyes, or sometimes even setting my whole face. It's just a really great loose powder, and I believe it's only $5 from the drugstore, and you get a huge bin of it, and it's lasted. This thing I've had for like almost 2 years now. It's pretty crazy. So yeah. Okay, so the next thing that I have is a beauty blender, and I have talked about this little guy all the time on my channel. I think they are so worth the money. They are just about $20, so you are kind of pushing the limit there, but I do think it's worth the $20. It changes the entire way you're going to apply makeup, and I think if you're going to spend the money, I think you should get one of these, because I've gone through tons of little ones that are like $5 from like Marshalls and stuff, and nothing compares to the actual beauty blender. I just love it so much, and I definitely recommend it. Even though it is around $20, it's still in that budget frame, so if you are looking for a good, like, makeup applicator, or you're just sick of your brushes, I definitely suggest the beauty blender. It is the bomb. Okay, so the next thing that I have are eyeshadows, and these are the Wet n Wild like compacts. Like they're the there's like 8 eyeshadows in them, and you can get like, they come in all different colors, and I just have 2 of them here. They're like little palettes, but they are so pigmented, and they're around $5 at the drugstore, and they are such a great alternative if you're looking for a good palette that you can use every day. They come in different colors. I know that there's a blue one, and then this is like the neutral one. There's a purple one. I think there's one more, like a smoky-ish one, but I love these so much. I use them all the time. They're really great shadows, and they're super pigmented, and they're really high quality considering they are from the drugstore. Okay, so the next thing that I have is eyelashes, and I just wanted to mention these. These are the Kiss number 11 eyelashes, and I think I've mentioned these in my favorites before as well. I love these lashes. They are so natural and so wispy, and I just love wearing them like on just regular days like today. Like I don't even have that much makeup on today. I just kind of threw some lashes on and my eyebrows on, a little bit of like foundation, and I just love these so much for like my natural days, especially if I do want to put some eyelashes on, because my eyelashes are like non-existent. And these are, I think this package was probably around $9 for like 5 of them, but you can get them separately as well, like Ardell Wispies and stuff like that. The Ardell Demi Wispies are very similar to these, but I thought I'd show you guys like the 5-pack, because I've had this for quite a while, and I clean my eyelashes with rubbing alcohol, and they last me quite a long time. Okay, so the next thing that I have is this e.l.f. Mineral Face Primer, and it says that it fills in lines and creates a flawless finish. And this is like the anti-redness one because it's green, so it cancels out So it cancels out any redness that you may have on your face, like whether it's, you know, just redness in your cheeks or whatever. It kind of eliminates that for you. And I just think it's a really great primer from the drugstore. It's about $6, and I just think it's a really good primer. It is silicone based, and I just think it is just one of my, I use this all the time. It's one of my favorite primers to use. Okay, so the next thing that I have is this Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and this is from the drugstore. You can get this for around $5, I believe, like $5 or $6 or something like that. And I love this concealer so much. I have really dry skin, and under my eyes a lot of stuff just tends to cake up under there, and this concealer doesn't. And I just love how hydrating it is and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend it if you have dry skin, and also it's just a really good highlighting concealer if you're looking for that as well. I just love this concealer so much. It's very lightweight and easy to use, and I can't say enough good things about it. Okay, so the next thing that I have is this NYX blush, and it's the HD one, and it's in taupe, and I love this so much for contouring. This is around $7, I believe, and it's just like a very cool tone, like brown color, and it's really great for contouring if you have fair skin like I do. And it's matte, and I just love it so much. If you're looking for a good contouring shade and you don't want to buy like a contouring palette or something like that, this is really good, especially if you are fair skin like me. All the NYX blushes are really great, but I love this one specifically for contouring, and it is super cheap and it lasts a really long time. Okay, so the next thing that I have is another NYX product, and this is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic finishing powder, and it's just basically a loose powder. This is literally like the same thing as the Makeup Forever HD setting powder stuff, like the loose powder. This stuff is like almost the same exact thing. It gives you like that HD appearance. It kind of blurs things out, and I just think it's a really great powder. I believe it's around $11 or $12, so it is definitely cheaper than the Makeup Forever, and it does pretty much the same thing, and you get quite a good amount of it, and I love this so much to set my foundation. It's amazing, and it's so lightweight. Okay, so the next thing that I have is another concealer, and this is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. Now I believe this is pretty much pushing it. This is around $18, I think, but I love this concealer so much. I usually mix it with my other ones, but this is a really good concealer if you're looking for something that's full coverage and that's going to last all day, especially if you have very dark circles under your eyes. This is really great at covering stuff up, and I just love the consistency of it, and it's just the bomb, and it's so worth the money. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to mention was the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams, and I just have two of them here to show you guys. I have Transylvania and Stockholm, and I'll swatch them for you on my wrist. Sorry, my phone is like going off. I don't know what's going on. And they are very buildable, and they're so creamy, and they are matte, but I mean, they're not like a liquid to matte lipstick, if that's what you're wondering. They're a little bit different than that, but that's what they look like. That's Transylvania, and then that's Stockholm. They're really great, and the consistency is beautiful. They're very creamy, and they don't feel like matte on your lips. Like, they're not like tacky and stuff. They're very creamy, and I love them a lot, and I believe they're around $4 or $6 or something like that. Okay, so the next thing that I have is these Wet n Wild lipsticks. The one thing I don't like about them is the packaging, but they are really great lipsticks nonetheless. They are super creamy and pigmented, and I love them a lot. The two that I'm holding right now are Bare All and Pink Sugar, and I'll swatch them for you real quick. So this is Pink Sugar, and this is Bare All. This is like a very nice nude color, and then this is kind of like a peachy nude, and I just love it so much. I love Wet n Wild lipsticks. They're like $2, and you cannot beat that. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to mention is this NYX Illuminator, and this is in Ritualistic, and it's basically a highlighter, and it's just kind of like a nice pearl color. It's very white. They have different shades. They have like a pink one, and they just have tons of different colors and stuff like that, and it's just such a pretty, beautiful, like shimmery color. Like, you can kind of see it on my hand. It kind of has a little bit of gold to it, but I really love this. I think it was only like $9 or $10, and if you're looking for a good highlighter, I definitely suggest this one. Okay, so the next thing that I have is this Maybelline BB cream, and it's an 8-in-1 Beauty Balm Skin Perfector. It basically is just a regular BB cream. It's not super pigmented, but I love mixing this with my foundations. I just love the feeling that it gives, and it gives an SPF of 30, and it's so great for the summer. I mix this with all my foundations, and it kind of gives it more of a luminous look to it, and it's like very healthy looking. I'm wearing it today with one of my foundations. I'm not sure which one, but I do mix this all the time, and it's a great BB cream. I love it so much, especially for mixing with my foundations, and I believe it's around $5 from the drugstore, and I just love it a lot. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to mention are the Milani's The next thing that I wanted to mention are the Milani Baked Blushes, and this is in Illuminoso, and they have tons of different shades. I'm not sure how much this was. I think it was maybe $7 or something like that. I'm not sure, but they are so creamy and so pigmented, and they're just beautiful, and I just love this color. And it's kind of hard to, like, it's buildable, but it's hard to kind of show on my hand, but it's just like a nice gold peachy color, and I just love it so much. It's beautiful, and they have so many different colors, like it's ridiculous. And if you're looking for a nice baked blush, I definitely love the Milani ones. They are super creamy, and I love the formula so much. Okay, so the next thing that I have is this Ready Set Gorgeous foundation from CoverGirl, and I've mentioned this a ton of times on my channel. I love this foundation so much. I do have to mix it with my Manic Panic Dream Tone just because it is a little dark for me. It's around $5 or something like that, and I just think it's so worth the money. It gives a very flawless finish, and I just love it. Okay, so the next thing that I have is a NYX concealer, and this is one of their HD concealers, and I've mentioned this before on my channel zillions of times, but I am mentioning it again because it is a great concealer. They're very pigmented and creamy, and they're just very easy to blend out and stuff like that, and they come in a variety of different shades. Like, they have a green one, a purple one for canceling out, like, you know, like your dark circles or whatever it is that you want to conceal and stuff like that. They just have a ton of different ones, and I just love them so much, and it comes in a really light shade. So if you're pale like me, the lightest shade from these is like really light, and it's in porcelain, and it's really good for highlighting as well, and I just love it. Okay, so the next thing that I have is these e.l.f. Studio blushes. I do have a few in my drawer, but I just kind of pulled one out. This one is in Mellow Mauve, and it's just really pretty mauvey color, and I love this for, like, if you have very fair skin. They have tons of blushes, and they're only like $3, I think, or something like that, and they're just so inexpensive. And if you're looking for just a very simple everyday blush, e.l.f. has a ton of different options, and you can go on their website as well. They have so many things that are very, like, cheap, and a lot of their products are really, really good. So yeah. Okay, so the next thing that I have is this Manic Panic Dream Tone, which I've also mentioned a tons of times on my channel. I love this stuff so much. It's great for mixing with your foundations to make them lighter if you are pale. It is $10, but you do have to get it online. I think I got this on eBay, and it was around $10 or something like that, but you do have to get it online. I don't think you can get it in the store, but I am, like, running low. I have to get another bottle, but this stuff is a godsend. I love it so much.